Brady, it's going to be a familiar group for fans of EIU women's basketball because you did not have any seniors last year, so virtually everybody we saw last year is back.
Yeah, we've kind of been down this road before when we had Rachel's group, and then that class behind them kind of grew up through the program together, and we went on quite a run when we had all those returners. So we're kind of hoping for the same results a little bit. You're right, we do have 12 kids back, quite a few that played all the minutes last year. I think we returned something like 97 or 98% of our scoring. So we're looking for some big things out of this group, and then we've added some very interesting pieces, I guess, to the puzzle. And so we're really excited to get going, and so far like what we see.
Let's talk about those pieces. You have a transfer who becomes eligible at the end of the fall semester, and then 2 freshmen who are coming in.
Caitlin Payne transferred here from Florida Gulf Coast, was a highly sought-after player out of Chicago when she was coming out, and we're very fortunate to get her back. And she's a little bit ahead of schedule because she did spend last semester with us, so she's got a little bit of a feel of what we're doing. But at the same time, I think this first semester is going to be good for her to completely get her arms around the system and be comfortable when she gets in. We should have her back as soon as those exams are done in the first semester. We should have her up and ready to go. So she will definitely help us in a few positions out on the perimeter. And then I've got 2 freshmen that I'm really, really excited about. Both of them are maybe as big as we've ever had here. We've got a 6'2" young lady from Slovakia, Sabi Orisova. Just a load of talent, maybe as talented a kid as we have on the team, and is learning the system very, very well, catching on to everything we're doing extremely well. And I think all the coaches and the players are really excited about her. And then Deanna Willis, a big 6'3" kid out of Chicago, is somebody that I feel like last year we could have used a little bit when we were playing against some of the size, and so we went out and we found somebody that we could match up against some of those bigger kids that we seem to get pushed around a little bit, and she'll add a little bit of bulk down there on the block for us.
Fans may think that because you've got everybody back that you're going to be a big favorite in the Ohio Valley Conference, but there's several other people in the league that are in the exact same situation. It's really unusual.
It really is. Last year it seemed to be a group of haves and have-nots. You had 3 or 4 teams that were really, really good. You had Austin Peay somewhere in the middle, and then you had 5 teams that are trying to figure it out. And I think this year it's going to be similar, but those teams at the bottom are going to get better. So I'm really looking forward to a league that maybe is going to be as good as we've ever seen. And it's going to start with a UT Martin team who returns everybody except for 1 kid, a Tennessee Tech team who returns everybody, and then ourselves who basically returns everybody. Probably those 3 teams are going to be at the top of the league in the preseason standings anyway, and then you're going to see who else kind of hits that ground running. Morehead State's a team that, they changed coaches last year. They've got a bunch of new kids coming in. It'll be interesting to see the way he's going to build that. And then, of course, Austin Peay, you just have to say their names and blood boils around here anyway. So it should be fun this year, no question.
Regular season opener is November the 11th, and you have a lot of familiar teams on the pre-conference schedule.
We always play, it feels like we're playing in the Missouri Valley Conference there in the early part of the season. So the Illinois States, Indiana States, all those teams are back. We're playing Bradley. Then we go up, we play UIC. We take a nice trip out to California and play San Jose State and Sacramento State out there. So it's a well-balanced schedule. We go to Xavier, play a team that was a layup away from being in the Final Four, and so definitely challenging ourselves like we always do, but we feel like it'll make us tougher, and that's who we want to be playing anyway. So we're looking forward to the challenge there, and hopefully it'll have us ready for that OVC.
We'll look forward to the start of the season. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
Coach, October 15th, I guess, is the time. So you've been at it about a week, right?
We actually started on Friday. The new legislation. We start the Friday closest to the 15th. So the old October 15th traditional starting date was pushed, up 1 day. And so we've been at it since Friday, and we've had a chance to get some work in, and it feels good to be back at it.
I can remember in the time when you couldn't start games till late November, or I think December 1st one year. Now it's November 11th, so it really gets here fast.
It gets here fast. I looked over some old plans from years ago. We would get 30 practices in before we played a game, and we're going to get 16 days in, and then we're going to have a scrimmage. and then we're going to get a few more days, and then we're going to play an exhibition a few more days we start. So we've probably lost anywhere from 6 to 10 days over the years in terms of preparation and practice time.
Okay, let's talk about your guys, and I guess we need to start with guard Jeremy Granger. He's going to be getting a lot of pre-conference recognition, and he's one of the best players in the OVC.
Well, I think he deserves all the recognition that he gets. I think he did so many things last year for a team that needed everything he could do, and he came every day. He worked hard. He played every night. He led the OVC in minutes played. He was one of the top scorers. He was the top free throw shooter. He was one of the top assist guys in the league. He shot the three-point shot well last year. He really improved in that area. So I think he had a very good all-round year. And a lot of that stuff, he had to just go, and it was a kind of a day-to-day thing. He had to go take over a game and do things. And this year, hopefully, we can do more things to make the game easier for him.
You would like to not have to have him handle the ball quite so much this year, get him off of the ball more?
Well, I think that our team that we have right now is what we have and what we've added. We have other people that are ball handlers and very good in terms of setting up other people, and I think he is going to be able to really take advantage of that. And he scored the ball well last year, but I think we can even take another step with that this year as we've added some help with that ball handling and passing.
The rest of the returning guys are mainly inside players. James Hollowell, Nick McFarland, people like that, Xavier Sanders.
Well, that's our depth with our returning guys really is in our forwards. We do have a healthy LC Doss. He really worked hard over the summer. And, I don't think even as coaches we knew last year exactly what he could do. He came back after a pretty serious injury and without any practice time and actually, no preseason preparation and jumped into the games and a lot of times couldn't even practice in between those games. So he's had a good off season, and he's come out and he's done some good things in these early workouts, and so I think his experience from the game standpoint will help, and he's going through a preseason for the first time. I know that'll help.
You have a lot of new players. They all are. They look like they're somewhat interchangeable. They're all at least kind of the same size, but maybe that's not the case so much.
Well, I think our team is going to be different than any team we've had here this year. It's our most athletic team, and we're hoping it's our most versatile team. We think on paper and we think in the workouts that it is. We think we can play in different styles of games and have depth to be able to do that, to move guys around. We have the ability that Jeremy Granger could play the point. We could move him to the two. We could play three combo type guards together. We could play four guards together. We can do a lot of different things. And I think in this league, in the Ohio Valley Conference, the teams that have had the success have that type of versatility. And I think it will prepare us and make us better suited, to play in that type of style. And so we have to adjust our style of play a little bit to fit that personnel.
It would appear on paper that size is not a real strength on this team, and is rebounding a concern?
It's a concern, how we rebound and how we're able to, to cover the post. And that's been part of our preparation. We've spent more time on those things, and we're constantly going to have to be conscious of that when we play teams that play that way. But, I think James Hollowell has been, has shown that he can be one of the top rebounders in this league. So we're going to count on that. And I think, the progress that Alfonso McKinney has made and the strides that he's made, he's gained 20 pounds since he arrived here. He's one of the most athletic players in this league, and he's been playing a lot more aggressive in these early practices, and so we're going to count on him as well. So between those two guys, just to mention a couple, I think we can handle that area, and then we're going to rely, as you talked about earlier, with the experience that we have to help round that out for us and make that a solid area for our team.
You don't get to Ohio Valley Conference play until almost New Year's, but it's a little different look this year. SIU Edwardsville is in the league, more teams, but fewer conference games because you're not playing everybody twice. That's going to be different.
It will be different. I think it can be a positive for the league. I really do. I like the idea that we have a chance to play these games early. When years ago when we started, you didn't play any conference games early. You had a chance to play that non-league schedule to gain experience and figure out how your team needed to play and what the different things you were strong your strong suits were or where you needed work. And we're going to have that opportunity now. We're going to have a good non-conference schedule. We're going to be challenged in that schedule, and we're going to have a chance to play some home games and build, our following here in Lance, and then get a chance to get into league play and then stay in league play. So I think it's going to be a positive.
You're playing some nice regional opponents early. Indiana State, Loyola, Northern Illinois, Western Illinois, all on the schedule in the first 6 weeks.
I think it's a good schedule, and then we've got Northwestern even, out of the Big Ten, and so I think it will be a good schedule for us, and there's a balance, and I think with everything there has to be a balance, and our schedule certainly has that balance this year.
All right, good luck, and we'll look forward to November 11th. Thank you.
Thank you.